Have you ever felt hurt by someone's words? Maybe a friend snapped at you. Maybe your manager spoke harshly. Or maybe someone left your message unseen, and suddenly your whole mood collapsed. But here's the truth. No one can make you angry unless you hand them the power. Once there was a man who got angry at everything and everyone, but one encounter changed his entire life. This is his story, and maybe it's yours too. In a small countryside town near the hills lived a man named Ethan. Ethan was known for one thing: his quick temper. If his wife Lily burned the toast, he snapped. If a neighbor's dog barked too loudly, he argued. Even when children played outside and laughed loudly, he shouted, "Do you all have to be this noisy?" Ethan believed the world was the problem. Lily would gently ask, "Ethan, why do you let every little thing upset you?" He would grumble, "Because people should know better. If they don't respect me, how am I supposed to stay calm?" He didn't realize he was giving everyone the control panel of his emotions. One spring morning, a wandering sage arrived in town. He wore a simple gray robe, his face peaceful like a quiet lake at sunrise. He sat beneath an old oak tree near the town square. People whispered, "He speaks very little, but whatever he says touches the heart." That afternoon, Lily said, "Ethan, go meet him. Maybe he can help you." Ethan scoffed. "What can some quiet traveler teach me? He doesn't deal with annoying people like I do." But the next day, while Ethan was fixing a fence, a neighbor's kid accidentally dropped a heavy tool on his workbench, breaking it. Ethan exploded. He yelled so loudly, birds flew off the rooftops. The child ran home, trembling. That evening, Ethan sat alone, thinking, "Why do I always feel worse after getting angry?" He couldn't sleep. Before dawn, he walked toward the oak tree. The sage sat calmly, listening to the rustling leaves. Ethan stood there, unsure. Finally, he muttered, "I'm exhausted. People make me angry. I can't control it." The sage opened his eyes and smiled. "Sit with me." Then he asked, "When someone upsets you, how long does the anger stay?" Ethan thought, "Sometimes an hour, sometimes the whole day." "And when it fades, how do you feel?" "Empty, guilty, drained." The sage nodded. "Of course, anger burns the one who carries it." He lifted a glass jar filled with clear water. "This water is calm, but if I shake it—" He shook it gently. The water swirled, muddy. "You can't see your reflection anymore. A disturbed mind cannot see truth." Ethan frowned. "So, am I supposed to stay quiet when someone insults me?" The sage smiled. "No, you must respond, not react." He added, "If someone throws mud at you, you don't have to catch it." The next morning, the sage gave Ethan a small lesson. "Bring me a pot of water and some soil," he said. Ethan returned with both. "Boil the water." As the pot heated, bubbles rolled and steam rose. "Can you touch the water now?" asked the sage. Ethan shook his head. "It's too hot." "That's anger," said the sage. "When your emotions boil, peace cannot be touched." Then he dropped a handful of soil into the pot. The water turned murky. "That is your mind when you react out of anger." He poured the muddy water into a bowl and let it sit. Slowly, the soil settled at the bottom. "And this is what happens when you stop reacting. Your thoughts settle. Your peace returns." Ethan understood. Over the next few days, Ethan began practicing calmness. When someone irritated him, he inhaled slowly, remembering, Step aside. Don't catch the dirt. It wasn't easy. Old habits fought back. One afternoon at the grocery store, a shopkeeper tried to overcharge him. Ethan felt anger rising like fire. But he stopped, breathed, then said, "I'd rather buy from someone honest," and walked away. For the first time, he felt peaceful. That night he slept deeply, like he hadn't in years. Then came the real test. One morning, a group of young men teased him. "Look, the angry guy turned into a saint." His fists tightened. The old Ethan was ready to explode. But then he heard the sage's voice in his mind. When you react, you surrender your power. Ethan smiled softly and said, "You're right. I used to get angry at everything, but now I'm learning something better." They stared, confused. One asked, "How do you stay calm when we insult you?" Ethan replied, "When someone hands you poison, you don't have to drink it." The group fell silent. Weeks passed, and Ethan changed. He stopped snapping at children. He smiled more. Even when things went wrong, he didn't explode. One morning, Ethan returned to the sage beneath the oak tree. "Teacher," he said, bowing his head, "I understand now. People didn't make me angry. I did. I was burning my own peace." The sage smiled gently. "You've learned well. Life will always test you, but every time you stay calm, your soul grows stronger." Ethan asked, "Will people ever stop trying to upset me?" The sage chuckled softly. "When the storm sees you no longer fear it, it stops chasing you." Years later, Ethan became the calmest man in town. People came to him for advice, for comfort, for clarity, and he always said, "Peace doesn't come from silence outside, it comes from silence inside." One day, a young boy asked, "Uncle Ethan, don't people still try to make you angry?" Ethan smiled. "Sometimes they do, but if I don't react, their power disappears." He looked at the hills and whispered, "You can't control the wind, but you can learn how to steer your ship." When I stopped reacting, I finally started living. Final message. We cannot stop people from behaving badly. We cannot stop problems from arriving at our door, but we can stop giving them power over our peace. Every reaction is a choice. Every moment of calm is strength. The one who controls his reaction controls his life. So, next time someone tries to disturb your peace, smile and whisper, "I won't catch the dirt." Real strength isn't fighting back. It's staying calm when the world shakes. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe for more stories that inspire peace, growth, and inner strength. Because every story here helps you become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.